Now if you look at it, the car is down at the back. That's because someone's put some spacers in to make it low at the back. I don't like it, so we're going to take them out. It's quite a big job. Now you see these U-bolts here? These are things that we've got to take off, and then we remove this block here, which should give us about 1.5 inches extra clearance off the floor. The best thing to do with these is just to cut them off, both sides, with an angle grinder. And I've got some new ones here that will go on. Because once you've undone these threads, they're just useless. So there we go, that's the job. There it is, the two of them put on. Now we could just leave those as they are, but I think it's best to cut them off because they're a bit dangerous for catching things on like that. They are, that little hole there actually shows you how much oil is in the gearbox, and it's absolutely empty as far as I can see. So I bought some oil to put in there. And under here, the back differential, that's the screw we've got to take out to check the oil in the differential. I suggest that's very low as well, because that's fairly noisy. Now the job is today to take off this manifold, and we're going to have to undo the exhaust there because it's leaking. So the easiest thing to do is take the whole manifold off, undo the exhaust, take it off, undo those bolts and put it back on. There we go, that's what we're interested in. This joint here is not, well, it's blowing, so we need to undo those bolts. Now I think what's wrong with that, there should be a ring inside there. It makes a good joint. There we go, put it all back on now. Let's start the car up, see if it's any better. But you might as well tighten up this while we're... Well, it's finally here after all these months of work. The MOT. We're taking it on Friday for the MOT, and I've mixed feelings about it really. It's still running very rich, the engine, so it might fail on the gas fumes from the exhaust. And also there's that horrific amount of welding that I've had to do. So It's not cut and dried yet, but we're taking it anyway just to see what type of things need doing. If it fails drastically, it's going on eBay and just sell it off and get another car. If it passes, I'm going to get some insurance and I'm going to drive it around for a bit. Maybe look out for another carburetor, because it's the carburetor that's making it run rich. There's no doubt about that, but you know, with the right carburetor, I think it could be quite a good engine. But they let me down that garage, so you never know, they might have pity on me. And we've tidied out the whole car. I've taken all the tools out the back so that it will be ready to take for an MOT. Well, here it is. It's the day of the MOT, and the question everybody's asking is, will it pass? I can't answer it till about 5 o'clock tonight when I go and pick up the car. We've done all we can, but you've got to remember what a sorry state it was in when we first got it. Falling apart, everything not working, brakes not working, the whole lot. So we can hope and pray that it passes. That's all that we can do. I've just driven it up to the MOT garage, and when I first set off, all these billows of black smoke came out the back, but it seemed to settle down a bit after a while. You can understand it, it's not been driven on the road for 7 years, so it's going to be a bit dodgy. Now, that's the trouble when you go to an MOT. It's a mile up the road, you get to drive a mile there, and they do the MOT and you get to drive a mile back. It's when you really start driving the car again that it comes back to life. But that won't be just at the moment. Obviously we've got to get it insured and then taxed if it passes the MOT. The things that I'm worried about are the carburetor. So effectively the emissions will be... I've just got a cat climbing up my leg. Excuse me, do you mind? I'm trying to do a film here. The things I'm worried about are the emissions, because the carburetor's not up to much, the welding, and those replacement wings I put on the front, whether they're up to scratch or not. So we can but hope, as I say. So we'll see you in about 3 or 4 hours with either the good